Ever feel like you're stuck in a never-ending loop of adulting? Job, bills, existential dread, repeat? You're not alone. My 20s were a roller coaster of confusion, pressure, and feeling utterly lost. Now that I'm in 30s, I can look back and laugh at how overwhelmed I felt then. Don't get me wrong, it was a messy decade, but eventually things clicked into place. I found work I enjoyed, embraced my weird quirks, and created a life that felt right for me. The point is, your 20s are for figuring it out, and it's okay if you feel lost, but you don't have to stay lost. Stick around because I'll be sharing the story of my life, lessons I learned to help you navigate the chaos and find clarity. Remember that well-filtered Instagram feed showcasing epic weekend adventures and picture-perfect brunch spreads? Let's be real. Most of us in our 20s weren't living that dream, or at least not all the time. My reality involved noodles for 3 meals straight, questionable furniture finds from the thrift store, and a career path that resembled a poorly planned road trip. Let me be clear, it wasn't all bad. I had fun moments, made amazing friendships, and felt true happiness. But the underlying feeling of, what am I doing with my life, was a constant companion. The pressure to have it all figured out by 25 was suffocating. Society throws graduation caps and job offers at you, expecting you to magically transform into a responsible adult with a clear vision for the future. But the truth is, most of us are stumbling around in the dark, clutching flashlights powered by self-doubt. I tried following the shoulds. Should I go to grad school? Should I take that corporate job? Should I chase that dream career that seems as attainable as winning the lottery? Each should lead me down a different path, and each path eventually ended in confusion. But the fact remains, feeling lost in your 20s isn't some personal failing. At least I know now, it's practically a rite of passage. It's a messy, confusing time of exploration, experimentation, and yes, sometimes even failure. The good news? Feeling lost doesn't have to stay that way. I emerged from the undergrowth with a clearer sense of where I was headed. How? By using practical tools that anyone can adopt. First, comparison can be a slippery slope, especially in the era of social media where everyone's highlights are on display. It's tempting to measure our messy moments against others' polished highlights, but the truth is, comparison only leads to feeling inadequate. Each person faces unique challenges. Instead of falling into the comparison trap, channel that energy into acknowledging your progress. Celebrate small victories, whether it's completing a project or acquiring a new skill. I embrace this mindset. By quitting the comparison game, I found my own path, celebrating every step forward. It's about focusing on my own progress, even the small wins. Celebrating finishing a project, learning a new skill, or simply getting out of bed on a tough day. After all, the only competition is the person you were yesterday. Another thing to keep in mind, life doesn't always follow a smooth path. It's more like a journey full of unexpected turns and detours that leave you feeling like you're going nowhere. I've learned that those detours often led to unexpected gems. Instead of freaking out when things don't go according to plan, view the change as chances to explore, learn, and adapt. It's hard, but I've noticed that to survive life, you need to be flexible and adapt to change. For example, that time you take a dead-end job and end up meeting your best friend and mentor. Sometimes the best diversions lead us exactly where we need to be. Society loves throwing around terms like passion and purpose, which can feel pretty abstract in your 20s. Instead of obsessing over finding my one true calling, I focused on identifying what genuinely sparks joy and engagement in me. What activities make me lose track of time? What am I naturally curious about? Start there. Explore different paths that align with those interests, and trust that passion often blossoms from genuine curiosity and exploration. For some, it is volunteering at an animal shelter that reignited a love for animals, which eventually leads to a career in veterinary medicine. Who knows? Getting myself out there was another helpful hack. I discovered the importance of surrounding myself with a supportive crew of friends, mentors, and family who believe in me and challenge me to grow. Such support groups can be found in online communities, local meetups, or interest-based TikTok and WhatsApp groups where you can connect with like-minded individuals. Find people who will celebrate your wins, offer guidance, and provide honest feedback. Your network builds your net worth and also helps with isolation. Another key lesson I learned is that we all tend to accumulate baggage like negative self-talk, limiting beliefs, past hurts. But carrying that luggage only weighs you down and makes it harder to move forward. Practice self-compassion, challenge negative thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," and forgive yourself for mistakes. You can't move forward with a backpack full of burdens. Forgive yourself, let go of what doesn't serve you, and watch your steps get lighter. This will open you up to new possibilities. At least it did for me. The beauty of your 20s is the freedom to experiment, trying new things, taking calculated risks, and stepping outside your comfort zone. Volunteer, take a class in pottery, travel to a new place. Each experience, even if it doesn't lead to your dream job, adds a valuable piece to your personal puzzle. Remember, experimentation is the fuel for growth and self-discovery. Who knows, that pottery class might become your source of comfort. Don't be afraid to explore. When you're feeling lost, it's easy to focus only on the end goal. But celebrating the little wins along the way is as important. Like maybe you finally built up the courage to take an improv class, or you discovered a new podcast that inspired you to be more creative. Hey, even just journaling for the first time in months is progress worth patting yourself on the back for. I remember when I finally deleted Instagram off my phone for a month. It was scary letting go of that crutch. But I was proud of myself for trying to break an unhealthy habit. To celebrate, I baked cupcakes and busted out my epic dance moves in the kitchen. Insane, but it felt good to recognize that accomplishment. Big goals are great, but don't gloss over the small milestones that get you there. Write them down and look back when you need a motivational boost. Little by little, you're moving forward. These are just some of the real tools that helped me navigate the lost in your 20s decade. There's no one-size-fits-all solution, and the most important thing is to be kind to yourself, embrace the journey, and keep moving forward. What's one thing you do to stay afloat when you're feeling lost in your 20s? Share your best tips in the comments.